All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety into the hopeful elect. All right, shalom, this is the brother Abiyah with another lesson through the spirit, power, and mercy of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying. And this is going to be a quick one at the plantation. Don't got much time, but, Lord willing, this is still edifying. This is just going to be a quick lesson entitled, have they not heard? Going into how, this word, man, is being preached, and it's on all platforms, man, if not, most of them. Not only are the prophets out there on the highways and hedges, out there physically preaching this word, but you also have the internet, being used as a major tool within the ministry. The Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah set up the unicorn so that this word may go, all across the world without brothers having to physically go to those places, which is why, particularly Great Millstone has camps in whole, different countries that's, thousands of miles away, which is a beautiful thing, man. But it's only beautiful to those that take heed to this word. It's going to be very, it's going to be a bad thing for those that don't take heed to this word, because it's that much more of a, you don't have an excuse, But this is Matthew chapter 24, verse 14, and this is Yahweh Shah. It says, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come." Okay? Mark 13 and 10. "And the gospel must first be published among all nations." So this word has been preached throughout all nations, man, because that's where our people have been scattered, among all nations, man. You have Israelites in Thailand. You have Israelites in China. You have Israelites in Australia. You have Israelites in Africa. You have Israelites anywhere you can name. Our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, including the speckled bird that's among those nations. We have Israelites they're Hebrew Israelites by spirit, but they look like the other nations and live among them, but their spirit is the spirit of an Israelite, right? Due to the fact that they, they live in those areas, so they're gonna mix with those other nations, the women, all right, because the lineage goes back to the men, but not to get off topic, but our people are scattered, throughout the four corners of the earth. So therefore, the Lord set it up to where the word was going to be preached throughout the four corners of the earth, so that His people can hear this word, man. It's been published, it's been preached. When you publish something, you make it public. All right, so hey, the Lord Yahweh Shah said it, man. All right, and just how we in the end as well, because this word has been published throughout the four corners of the earth, man. It's not many people that can honestly say that they haven't heard this word, and it's still some people that haven't. It's still some Israelites that haven't heard this word, but when in due time, when it's the Lord's will, they gonna hear this word, man, because when the Lord, before the Lord brings that destruction, the Lord is gonna, He's gonna be just in destroying the 2/3 of our people, man, because He's gonna make sure that all of our people hear this word. But whether they hear or whether they forbear, that's on them. But they're not gonna have any excuse and be able to honestly say, because right now, again, it's some people that haven't heard this word, but when we in the time of the end, there's nobody that's going to be able to honestly and truthfully say they didn't come across this word or didn't hear it somehow. 2 Timothy 4 and verse 2, "Preach the word, be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine." All right, and I brought this precept out through the Spirit because this is what the prophets, the men of the Lord, the true prophets, the mouthpiece of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shah, this is what brothers is doing. Is lessons and videos, sit downs and camps being held, at all hours of the day around the world, man. The brother out there in Hawaii, their hours is a little behind, than ours, who's further east than where he at. Even the brothers out there in Australia, the brothers out there in New Zealand, everywhere, man. UK, Their hours is different than ours. So when brothers in in the States is sleep, you got brothers around the world that's their day is beginning and they doing the work. We going out on the highways and hedges, as well as putting up videos throughout the week when we're not at camp. Brothers be doing sit downs. So this word is being preached in season and out of season. It's not no excuse with the brothers of Great Millstone and those that teach the like doctrine, man, and follow under the guidance of the apostles and elders, man. Hey, we doing at least one video a day to the best of our ability, as well as going out in a freezing cold in a scorching heat, in season out of season. Romans 10:13. For whosoever shall call upon the name of the Lord shall be saved. All right. Whosoever shall call on Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua shall be saved. Verse 14. How then shall they call on him whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe on him of whom they have not heard? So how you gonna call on the name of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua if you don't believe in that name? How you even gonna make up your mind and choose the decision not to believe on the name if you never even heard of the name? It says, and how shall they hear without a preacher? So how you gonna hear the word if there's nobody to profess that word, man? And how shall they preach except they be sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things. And that's the prophets, man. Preaching those good things, man. Right? And it's not only good things, so don't get it twisted. But it's good things for those that's gonna be obedient, those that's gonna endure to the end. It's good things, laid up for those people, man, which is the elect. All right, but it's a blessing to preach this word, and this word is being preached, man. All right, and it's men that's inspired by the spirit of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Say, who can but profit? Meaning, you're not. He's going to make known his word, and his word is his spirit is being poured out upon all flesh. That's by way of his men, man. All right. Let me see. Continuing on, verse 16. But they have not obeyed the gospel. For Esaias, which is Isaiah, saith, Lord, who have believed our report? Who's believing the words that we preaching? So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. So, all right, that's how we got our faith, man, because we heard this word and we believed. It resonated with our spirit because this is what we've always been doing in our past lives, man. And this is the lot that we was always meant to, fulfill. But likewise, those that always forbeared, always didn't hearken, they was always disobedient and rebellious. That's the lot that they're gonna feel as well, which is why they're not gonna have no excuse, man. It's not like they can say like, oh, I didn't see nobody out there on the streets, or I never seen them the Israelites on the internet. I never came across none of them videos. You can't honestly say that. All right, verse 18. But I say, have they not heard? Yes, verily, meaning truly, their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. Okay, so you're not gonna have no excuse. St. John chapter 15 and verse 22. If I had not come, this is Yahushua as well. If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. Meaning, hey, we got the law, statutes, and commandments. We got the right from wrong. We got the blueprint. We got this word. If we never knew right from wrong, it would be no sin. But hey, we've been told right from wrong, and we're also spreading that information that we've been given, man, that knowledge. All right, but continuing on. But now they have no cloak for their sin. Okay, so now that we heard this word, now that we've been enlightened from our ignorance, now you don't got no excuse. That's what that word cloak means. You don't have no excuse, man. And that word cloak right there is different than the other word for cloak, which is spelled CLOAK. But that this always reminds me of that word cloak, because a cloak is what? It's a covering. It's something that covers you. And that it's not the same word, but it reminds me of the other word cloak, because likewise they're not going to have any covering for their sins. Not only are they not going to have any excuse, those that don't hearken to this word, because it's out there, surely, but they're not going to have any covering for their sins as well, because Yahweh Shah, came for those that's going to hearken to the word. Yahweh Shah's blood was shed for those that's going to, hear this word, have faith in it, and continue in it. you know. But that's all the time I got. Lord willing, it was edifying. With that, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations, peace, blessings, and safety into the hopeful elect. DTA, Abba Ball, Makwam Yashala. Shalom.